So my name's Abel Soares III. I am currently located in Oahu, Hawaii, and have a remote firm where I serve clients all over the nation. I'm the CEO, and my wife, Sade Soares, is the Chief Operating Officer, and she's a financial therapist, a licensed psychologist, and helps with executive coaching as well. We serve clients in a multitude of manners, anything from hourly consulting to monthly bookkeeping, virtual CFO services, or financial advising on either a project or an ongoing basis. And then with my wife involved, we also do financial therapy or just straight therapy with individuals at the executive coaching and that leadership development. How did we get here? Well, it goes back to, I'd say, about my sophomore year in college. My freshman year, I was looking at engineering, and then I transferred and I was doing a double major, finance and accounting. And there were a lot of guest speakers that would come in, and there was a common theme, which was either A, they're happy that they knew the accounting that they knew because it helped them understand their financial statements and make a good decision, or B, they got burned because they didn't know accounting and they were in a position where they got taken for tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. So a combination of hearing those guest speakers and taking the classes and seeing that the technical components of accounting I could apply to finance, but not necessarily vice versa, I decided to pursue the accounting degree, understanding that everybody needs accounting for their business. I started my accounting career and I was an intern doing some tax prep, rolled into being an auditor at a regional firm. After that, I went to the largest firm and was doing internal controls work in the DC area for the Coast Guard and the Bureau of Navy Medicine. There, I was getting a better understanding of businesses, and I worked in a multitude of industries. And then I branched out in 2015 with my own firm. And when I started doing that, I started out doing some virtual CFO work and hourly consulting and taxes. And then when I was doing the taxes, I was getting a lot of financial advising type questions. What do I invest in? What do I do with my money? How do I save for the future? Is this a good strategy? That. So I got my CFP and PFS credentials. And when I got those, my wife was going through her PhD program. And we started talking, and I was like, hey, there's a lot of symmetry in what we're doing here, because I could calculate the numbers for people to do the financial planning, but it was more of a behavioral change. And that's when we got to be able to close the loop there. So we kind of blend. That's where we start to cross over, where it's like I have the accounting and then I do the financial advising, the numbers, but then she takes over on that behavioral health component, and whether it's how to effectively manage people, interpersonal relationships, or your money scripts and background around money. For me, I would say it's the ability to kind of think outside the box and identify solutions. Then that's where I feel like superpower thing would come in, is that I'm able to look at a business, and within a few minutes of asking a few questions, then I'm able to kind of track along with the way that it's operating, the way that it should be kind of operating. I would say, 1, anything's possible. 2, don't give up and hard work is rewarded. And 3, just be yourself and try and follow what you're trying to achieve. And I think by doing that, you can continue to move up, and there are so many jobs available. You don't have to do what I thought was the only possibility for a career, which was tax or audit at the Big Four. You can have a very fruitful career. I think that whatever you want to do, and if you know where you want to end up, you can dabble in that a lot sooner. But there are some benefits to being able to do either some tax or audit earlier in your career, and it depends on what you're trying to ultimately achieve. My name is Abel Soares III, and I am an agent of transformation.